And we are back here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Hope you had a good Independence Day for local firefighters and the folks who live in the far west side of the Wenatchee Valley. Not so much. That's a live PTZ shot from our Wenatchee Heights camera. You can see the smoke from the fire that's burning on the far west side of the valley. We're going to call it the Horse Lake Fire because we got to call it something. We're not officially in the job of naming fires. That's what it looks like live now. This is our Omi Garden PTZ camera looking across towards the Broadview area. There are level 3 evacuations and a lot of them. Our best guess is this fire was originally toned down about 10 o'clock last night, calmed down, then picked back up again in intensity. It's burning in very steep terrain, very dry sage. You can see the fire trucks at the very top of your screen. They're doing some fire protection for some of the houses up in the Broadview area. Level 3 evacuations are going on right now in any number of locations. Basically, there's our Badger Mountain Badger Mountain PTZ camera, and you can see a good size of the burn scar that's going on right now. Level 3 fire evacuations for a large swath of North Wenatchee. That includes Westwick Road, Kookaburra Run, Westview Drive. There is the map. You probably know about this by now if you live in this area. Westmoreland Drive, the very far west end of Maple Street, basically above the canal on Maple Street. Horse Lake Road, Dawn Terrace. They have level 3 evacuation alerts going on right now. I got to scan down the Chelan County Emergency Management page. Basically, a big bunch of the Broadview area and the Horse Lake area is all under a level 3 evacuation. Don't know how it started yet, but that is what we're looking at right now as we get going here on this day after Independence Day. To our knowledge at this point, and it's about 3 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Friday morning, no injuries and no structures have been lost. Again, to our knowledge, we do have a red flag warning going on. We have a fire weather watch going on. We have an excessive heat warning continuing through all of next week. This could get worse before it gets better. One more time, I'm going to run you through the level 3 evacuations that have been posted by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. That includes most of the all of the Broadview area, Broadhurst, Maiden Lane, from Broadhurst to the end of Maiden Lane. They are all under a level 3 evacuation right now. Also under level 3 evacuation, as I mentioned before, Maple Street west of the canal, Westmoreland Drive, Westview Drive, Kookaburra Run, Westwick Road. Don't go up there. You can see where the level 3 evacuations are. They are in red. The level 2 evacuations, get ready to go, is in yellow. And then the hang in there, hopefully it doesn't get to you, is in green. That's what we're looking at right now for the fire. And we're going to have critical fire weather conditions, especially tonight. You're not going to like this, folks. It's going to get windy tonight, in addition to the heat wave that is now officially upon us. We're going to keep a close eye on this. We'll talk about this story one more time, as it's going to be dominating our news today. Hang in there, folks, if you live on the west side of the Wenatchee Valley. Once again, that is a live shot that's looking over from our Omi Gardens camera over the top of the Sleepy Hollow area into the Broadview, Broadhurst area. You can see where the housing developments are. Of course, they're familiar with fires on the Independence Day weekend. We all know what happened back in 2015. This, I hope, does not happen again. Again, we do not know what caused this fire. I can tell you this. We got the Rivercom dispatch log about an hour ago. These are all the calls that come into Rivercom, not necessarily law enforcement out on patrol that sees things and reacts without being dispatched to a certain incident. From the Rivercom dispatch log, 82 calls yesterday afternoon and last night for fireworks related issues, 40 in the city of Wenatchee alone. Now, keep in mind, fireworks of any kind are completely banned in all of Chelan and all of Douglas County, with the exception of Bridgeport and Rock Island. Why Bridgeport and Rock Island don't participate in the fireworks ban, I don't know. That's a question for another day. There's another view from our Badger Mountain camera, as you can see the burn scar. 82 dispatches that were called in to Rivercom on fireworks related violations, 40 in the city of Wenatchee alone. And law enforcement was extraordinarily busy yesterday. Total dispatches sent out. Douglas County was sent out on 28 calls. East Wenatchee Police Department, 26 calls. Chelan County Sheriff's Office, 115 calls. They have a rather large geographic area. They got to patrol anywhere. And in the city of Wenatchee, 103 separate calls. And not only were there 82 for fireworks, but there were a lot of calls yesterday as well to Rivercom for domestic disturbance, which tells me anyway there was quite a bit of alcohol being consumed yesterday afternoon and last night, which led to other issues as well. Again, we're going to keep a very close eye on this fire. We'll give you another update once we get to the news portion. I am Dan Coots. It's 6 minutes after the hour. We have a red flag warning. We have a fire weather watch. We have an excessive heat warning. Continues through next week. Let's show you a couple of slides, folks. This heat wave right through next week. An excessive heat warning lasting for 10 or 11 days. I don't recall ever that happening, but it is going to be very, very hot for everybody in our viewing areas. We're going to be breaking some records, by the way. It looks like for sure on Monday and Tuesday with unbearably hot weather. Afternoon highs are going to be well into the triple digits, and the overnight lows could also set records as well. So we are in for a long heat wave as a big dome of high pressure is sitting right off the Pacific coast. It's going to gradually, and I mean really slowly, work its way eastward. It's going to be right over the top of north central Washington by Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be extremely hot. Just ridiculously hot. And yes, we have a fire weather watch. You don't need to tell the folks on the west side of the valley we have a fire weather watch. They're living it right now. So it is not very good. You can see where we're at. And we have a red flag warning that is up and running now. And that means the three recipes, the three ingredients to the recipe that would require a red flag warning are up and running. Excessively warm temperatures, low relative humidity, and windy conditions. And the red flag warning is for tonight, because I hate to tell you this, folks, it's going to get windy tonight in the Wenatchee Valley, anywhere between breezy and windy, but that's the last thing that we wanted to have to tell you about that. It is not very good. From the National Weather Service, here it is. Hot. 100, our forecast high today. For the record, we got to 89, but it's going to be a lot warmer because it's a lot warmer this morning, so it's not going to take very long for us to get cooking. Clear tonight, 68 for the overnight low. We're going to do 100 again on Saturday. The big story is tonight. It's going to be breezy. Wind out of the west about 11 to 16 miles an hour. We could see gusts at 30 miles an hour tonight. Hate to tell you that. Not a lot of wind on Saturday. Again, our forecast high of 100. And then we start talking about breaking some records. Sunday, our forecast high is 103. Our record high on Sunday the 7th is 103. That was set back in 1968. Monday, as this ridge of high pressure is centered right over the Wenatchee Valley, we're looking at 106 for the afternoon high. Our record high on Monday the 8th, 103, set back in 1968. Tuesday, 108 degrees. Our record high on July 9th, which is Tuesday, 104, set back in 2012. That looks certainly within our wheelhouse. 106 on Wednesday. Record high on July 10th, 104, set back in 2012. Thursday's forecast high, 101. Again, this heat, this excessive heat warning continues all the way through Friday of next week. It started yesterday. This is going to be an 8, 10, 12-day event of very sunny, very hot, and very low relative humidity. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, there is other news to touch on, and we'll give you the latest on the fire. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
As sheriff, I arrested rioters, rapists, and mass murderers, locked up human traffickers who preyed on women, and children. On my watch, everyone was accountable. Despite being the Attorney General for 12 years, Bob Ferguson does not take responsibility for the rapid increase in crime and homelessness, businesses moving out of state, and jobs lost. And he thinks he deserves a promotion?
Dave Reichert.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Roll into summer. Save up to $200 instantly on a wide selection of tires and wheels. Les Schwab tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
When you need to relax and recharge your body and mind, retreat to the comfort of stressless furniture at Boswell's. Designed to harmonize with the natural movements of your body, it's where true comfort begins and every day should end. Get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 spent and $200 off 4 dining chairs at Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
We are choked in smoke and haze because of the fire on the west side of the Wenatchee Valley. Again, toned out about 10 o'clock, we think, last night. We'll get more information as the day progresses. Once again, I want to give you a quick run through on the level 3 evacuations. There is the map. If you live in the red area, it is get out now. If you live in the yellow area, it's get ready to get out. This is not a pleasant situation. By the way, they have set up a Red Cross shelter at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. That's, of course, at the intersection of 5th and Western on the west side of town. Once again, the affected areas for the level 3 evacuations essentially is this: Westwick Road, Kookaburra Run, Westview Drive, Westmoreland Drive, Maple Street west of the canal. You are under a level 3 evacuation as well. Again, take a look at the map and you know exactly where you sit, and we will keep a very close eye on this fire as the day progresses. Again, no reports so far that we know of any structures being lost or any injuries. We'll stay with this throughout the course of the day. We wish we didn't have to, but we do. There is other news. A Tacoma man who sped away from Wenatchee police after committing a series of vehicle prowls has now pled guilty to all 21 criminal charges against him, including 11 felonies. 31-year-old Drake Morris Evans McGee entered a plea in Chelan County Superior Court to charges including second-degree theft, fleeing from police, and unlawful firearm possession. He's going to serve 51 months in prison. Evans McGee was arrested back in January after he drove away from a DUI traffic stop. When he was arrested, Wenatchee police found an illicit handgun. They found purses, identifications, and credit cards taken in a series of recent vehicle break-ins. He had prior convictions for attempted residential burglary in Pierce County. We'll get ready for the city's Mega Kittrick project. It's going to restart later this month. It'll finish the final phase of construction. The major construction project is dubbed Mega Kittrick by city officials because it's a combination of projects around the intersection of McKittrick Street and North Wenatchee Avenue. The remaining work includes the construction of median improvements, a new traffic light, roadway and pedestrian illumination, and final pavement markings. Drivers in the area, you can expect a closed two-way left turn lane and restricted left turns on North Wenatchee Avenue. You remember this from last year. There'll be some lanes that will be closed entirely at night, which will reduce traffic to one lane in each direction. The city says the left turn access will be restricted until work is complete and the traffic light is up and running. An Oregon-based nonprofit that specializes in drone searches has organized a fundraising campaign to assist in the search of Travis Coleman. Coleman was 39 years old when he disappeared from his Wenatchee home into the foothills around the city. He has since been the subject of multiple search efforts. Aloft Drone Search partners with families and law enforcement agencies to find missing people, offering drone footage and volunteers to help review the images. The nonprofit says it relies solely on campaigns and online raffles for funding and donations to help cover the expenses like fuel and travel, lodging, repairs, on down the line. Links to the campaign's GoFundMe site can be found on our website or at the Loft Drone Search Facebook page. The director of the Chelan County Regional Justice Center was honored last month with a National Conference Award. Chris Sharp is overseeing the regional jail since 2020 after 2 decades as a corrections officer. Sharp received the Dedication to Excellence Award on June 12th at the JailCon West Conference that was held in Chandler, Arizona. The award recognizes efforts at harm reduction within the jail, including medical sensors and nursing changes aimed at reducing the risk of inmates having an overdose or other health emergencies. Sharp said receiving the award was humbling. Normally we do Pause for Pets, of course, on Thursdays, but we weren't here yesterday, so we'll go ahead and do it today. Today's pet is Philip, a 7-year-old dog with puppy energy who loves stuffed animals and knows a lot of tricks.
Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Carly with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and today I am sitting here with Philip. He's our 7-year-old retriever, husky, shepherd mix. He's got the beautiful blue husky eyes and the and the husky goofiness. Itchy back. And yes, he's 7. You'd never know it. He's still pretty goofy and playful and lovey, yeah, and interested in everything around him. Yeah. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yes. And he's smart. He's got that smart shepherd in him. He knows a lot of tricks, and he's really fast to do them, and he's super food motivated, so he's easy to train. Come here. Yes. He loves rolling around on his back. He loves going on walks, and yeah, he loves just spending time with people. He's good with our dogs here. He doesn't bark. I don't think I've ever heard him bark. He came to us as a stray, so as usual, we don't know how he is with cats or really have much background information on him at all, but we have had him for 2 months now, which is way too long, but we've gotten to know him a little bit, and everybody loves him. He's one of our staff favorites. He's got that great mix of playful but also super chill. Like, he doesn't jump on us, which is great, and he's just down to do whatever you want to do. Yeah, he's just a love. But he also loves chasing his ball and his stuffies, and he'll run around all day just with those stuffing in his mouth. I really think he'd be great in most any kind of home because he's just one of those super easy dogs. I personally think he would probably do good with kids because he's not jumpy and he's friendly and sweet. Yeah, I think he'd just be like one of those great porch dogs that you hang out with in the summer in the backyard and throw the ball for. I think he'd fit in really well. Yeah, I do. So if you would like to come meet Philip, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6:30, or you can even make an appointment for Wednesdays to come and meet our favorite guy.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
And that's what's making news on this day after Independence Day. We'll have a special newscast for you tonight. It's a feature story you don't want to miss. Just go to our website. We'll tease you a little bit about that. And don't forget, if there's something out there that warrants our attention, get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win. Apple Sox win. We like that. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I moved here 6 years ago. The manager here asked me what I like to do, and I told him that I like to play games, I like to play cards. And he said, "Boy, have I got a woman for you to meet." And he introduced me to her, and we walked down the hall, and I took her hand, and we've never let go of each other.
Life is so good when you're happy, and I'm very happy at Prestige.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Sangster Motors. Celebrate America's 248th birthday at Walla Walla Point Park. Yep, it's the annual Wenatchee Valley 4th of July Independence Day celebration. The festivities and entertainment begins at 3:30 and culminates with fireworks over the Columbia River at 10:15. The Red, White, and Blues Beer Garden will be there, along with lots of food, activities for the kids, and the Stemilk Growers Cherry Spit Contest.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
22 minutes after the hour, J.P. Crawford ripped a 2-run double, a 3-run double as a matter of fact. Julio Rodriguez homered and doubled. The Mariners avoided being swept by the Orioles. They beat Baltimore 7-3 yesterday at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller gave up 8 hits, but just 2 runs in 5 2/3 innings.
A lot of homers, hit the ball in the gaps.
Speaking of which, to the gap, Henderson on the move, young man from Alabama. And he's thinking 3 all the way. He's digging for it. Here's a throw. They got a chance. They got him! Great operation by the Mariners. Ian Bliss with the relay to get him down at third.
Well, the other thing we know about Henderson, along with the power of the 26 home runs, is he can really run. And he was thinking 3 the entire way.
Henderson smacks it the other way. That ball traveling toward the wall and gone. Opposite field power from Gunnar Henderson, and he powers the Orioles in front with number 27 of 2024.
Well, you know, I was looking today. It's been 6 games since he hit a home run. Now, earlier in the year, he went 7 back in May. So now he's on a streak.
There you go. High drive to the pen. Goodbye. Julio with a home run. The Mariners on the board. That is a beautiful sight, a beautiful sound. His 8th home run, and he may start cooking. Man, did he need that. The ball club needed it. The region needed it. It's 2-1 Baltimore. Burns to the plate. That'll pick up a run. And he's out, but pick up a RBI. Got a new ball game here, 2-2. Check that, no RBI, my bad. Well, this will be a sun battle right here. Julio waging the war, hanging in. Oh, baby.
What a battle.
Might have done a wrist. I think he did. Man, oh man, he didn't see that till it's practically all over. It's the last thing the Mariners need.
See if we can see something. He's battling all the way, and then he goes to the ground.
Yeah, right. Either jammed it, or did he spike himself?
No, he was holding his wrist.
Fingers. Yeah, some finger. Could have been a strain. That's not good. Cal Torgerson.
He's going to stay out there. It's good news.
3-1 to JP. 2 out. Bases loaded. Settle down. Ball settled down. It does. Everybody runs. Julio scores. Ty France scores. Here comes Haniger. No throw. JP Crawford, everybody. Blows this game open. It's 5-2 Mariners.
What a huge hit. Just a great at-bat. Had a couple of really close takes to get him to 3-0.
Garver. Deep to left. Carry ball. Carry. Gone. Mitch Garver with a 2-run homer. The Mariners extend the lead to 7-2.
some elbow inflammation a couple of years.
Another fly ball to deep left center. This time Westberg has the distance. That one's a couple of feet farther. That one's over the wall, and that one is Jordan Westberg's 14th home run.
Well, there's the wind you were talking about.
Up the, off his foot. Bliss got a hurry. Shovel! Got him! It's the ball game! What a satisfying win for the Mariners here today. They were left for dead through the first 4 innings, and they came alive in a big way to salvage a game in the series. That man right there, J.P. Crawford. That man right there, Julio Rodriguez. Huge game.
Seattle continues their 9-game homestand tonight. Here come the Blue Jays. You know, Toronto, they like to fill up T-Mobile Park. Louis Castillo will take on Kevin Gausman. First pitch tonight at 6:40. Good things the Mariners won because the Astros won as well on Independence Day and the American League West scoreboard. Astros knocked off the Blue Jays, who were coming to town, of course. Padres beat the Rangers and the A's over the Angels. Closer to home, Evan Cloyd finished a triple away from hitting for the cycle. The Apple Sox defeat the Victoria Harbor Cats 11-10 last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Wenatchee earning its 9th series win. They improved to 11-4 at home with 2 different 5-run innings.
In the series opener a few days ago, swings and grounds this ball third base side. Gonzalez to second for one. The throw to first, and it's in time. An inning-ending double play around the horn. Gonzalez to cutting to Cloyd, and that does it for Hawkinson's payoff pitch coming. And the big lefty fires. Swung on and drilled out toward left field. This one's got some carry to it. Evan Cloyd leaves the yard. Get out of town. His first of the summer. And this one is tied up. Boy, Evan Cloyd was due for a big fly, and he does it right here for Wenatchee. A 1-out solo shot in the second. It leaves the bat at 95 miles per hour and travels 367 feet. Swinging a chopper back to the mound. A chance for 2. Hoyland to second for 1. Cutting to first. In time. Back-to-back innings with a double play as the side is retired here in the 3rd inning. Last 3 homers this season have been hit at home. He connects and hits this one just past the third baseman Schneider into left field. Hartman easily scores. Castagnola waved in. Evan Cloyd with 2 more runs driven in. It's an RBI single to make it 5-1 Wenatchee here in the 3rd inning. The 0-1, swung on and chopped up the middle, and it will get past the glove of Mantillion into center field. It's a base hit. Bosco-Reno scores. Gonzalez slides in safely as well. Wenatchee takes the lead. It's a 2-spot here in the 3rd on a 2 RBI single by James Castagnola, and it's 3-1 Sox. The 2-1. Swung on, hit the opposite way, and he'll extend his hitting streak to 10 games with a base hit. Bosco-Reno waved home. The throw is cut off, and he's in there safely. An RBI single for Max Hartman. Here's the 1-0 offering. Swung on and popped out toward right center. Thompson hustling over, dives, and he cannot make the grab. Gonzalez scores. Hartman behind him. Now Castagnola coming around. The throw is offline. He also scores. Cloyd will be the 8th batter of this inning for Wenatchee. First pitch to him is plopped to shallow center, and it will drop as well. Evan Cloyd picks up his 4th RBI of the game. Larson scores from second. It's 11-2 Wenatchee. The 1-1. Collins takes off, hit and run, grounded to short. Another chance for Larson. He'll flip it to first in time to end the ball game, and Wenatchee hangs on to take the series. It's win number 20 in game number 30 for the Sox.
Wenatchee wins the season series against Victoria. They're now 18-6 in division play. The Apple Sox travel to Nanaimo. They'll take on the Night Owls for the first time this summer. First pitch tonight is at 6:35. Into the West Coast League scoreboard from our friends at Les Schwab. Nanaimo won. Also did Yakima Valley, Corvallis, and Bend. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At the bottom of the hour, it's National Workaholics Day. Today, everybody, if you work at any kind of office, you know there's the workaholic. You tell them they work too hard, and you give them advice. You know, you got to take some downtime, and they just get mad at you. So anyway, a friendly reminder that the United States is unique among all developed countries in the world. All the other countries that have some modern development, paid vacation and holiday time is a legal requirement. That is not so in the United States. You can get a full-time job at 42 hours a week and they don't have to give you any paid time off. I know a few people who don't mind that. Anyway, happy International Workaholic Day today. We're here and we're working, but unfortunately because of the fire, we are working kind of hard. It's 31 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Here are the National League standings on July the 5th, 1914. There are the National League standings. The Boston Braves are in last place. They had just got swept by the Dodgers on the 4th of July. They are 26-40. They're 15 games out of first place. They are in 8th and last position on the 5th of July, 1914. For the 87 games remaining in the regular season, the Boston Braves went 68-19. They won the National League pennant, and they swept the Philadelphia Athletics to win the World Series, known forever after as the Miracle Braves. So have faith, people. If your baseball team sucks this year, you never know what's going to happen, because Boston went from last to the World Championship, and it began on this date in 1914. Happy 87th birthday to Spam. Whatever the hell is in that. It's pork shoulder, ham, salt water, modified potato starch, sugar, and sodium nitrate. Over 150 million pounds of Spam was purchased by the military during World War II because, of course, it was affordable, it was accessible, it had a long shelf life. Nikita Khrushchev himself said, without Spam, we wouldn't be able to feed the Soviet army. Spam is huge in the islands, Guam, Hawaii, Okinawa, the Philippines, other islands in the Pacific, because, of course, we introduced Spam to that area, and it's huge. In the state of Hawaii, residents have the highest per capita consumption of Spam in the United States. Good luck keeping it down. July 5th, 1954, 70 years ago at Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee, Elvis Presley, Scotty Moore, and Bill Black were just dinking around during a break between recordings, and Elvis began improvising the song That's All Right Mama by Arthur Big Boy Crudup. Bill Black picked up his bass, started to strum around, and then Scotty Moore picked up his guitar and started to have a little fun with it. And Sam Phillips in the control room said, "Hey, what the hell are you guys doing?" And they said, "I don't know, we're just dinking around." He says, "Well, let me get another tape in there and let's record it." And that's all right. Elvis Presley was born, and it is a great song. 53 years ago today, the amendment to the Constitution that took just a few weeks to get there, the 26th Amendment to the United States Constitution, lowering the voting age from 21 to 18, is formally certified by Richard Nixon. Of course, during the Vietnam War, it was a huge slogan. If you're old enough to fight, you're old enough to vote. So the drive to lower the voting age from 21 to 18 was growing for quite some time. The Supreme Court had to decide whether the voting age provisions that Congress added were constitutional. Basically, what the Supreme Court said is that 18 could be the voting age in federal elections, but local and state elections, they could make it 21. Well, that doesn't work. I mean, some states could maintain the voting age as 21, others could lower it to 18. They had to print up different ballots depending on whether you're 18, 19, or 20. That was silly, so they proposed the 26th Amendment on March 23rd, 1971, and just 3 months later, it was in the Constitution, so everybody gets to vote once you're registered, once you're 18 years old. And happy birthday to Amazon, I guess. They made $34 billion last year, and that's net profit, $34 billion. Half of America buys their products online from Amazon. And back in 1999, in order to have enough stock to satisfy the Pokemon craze, Amazon employees bought every last Pokemon from the Toys R Us website, took advantage of the free shipping, then resold the items at a profit. Not bad. Birthdays. You might not know who Babe Paley is. She was the wife of Bill Paley, who owned CBS. In 1967, the programmers at CBS said, "We're going to cancel Gunsmoke. It's not doing very good in the ratings. It's expensive to make. Babe Paley stepped in and said, honey, Bill, you can't cancel Gunsmoke. It's my favorite show. So they didn't cancel Gunsmoke. Instead, they canceled Gilligan's Island, and Gunsmoke stayed on the air for another 9 years because of Babe Paley. And then in the spring of 1973, Bill Paley said, honey, they're going to cancel this new show called MASH. It's good, but nobody's watching it. She said, don't cancel MASH. I love it. And so they didn't cancel MASH either. Babe Paley is single-handedly responsible for keeping Gunsmoke and MASH from being canceled. There you go. We lost Robbie Robertson last August at the age of 80, the lead guitarist of the band and the principal songwriter as well. Then, of course, he did some musical works with Martin Scorsese, scored a bunch of his movies, the great Robbie Robertson, born in the state in 1943. Happy 66th to Bill Watterson, who drew Calvin and Hobbes and wrote it as well from 1985 to 1995. Just those 10 years, but the comics are good. Bill Watterson is 66 years old today. And the Babe Ruth of our time, this is a dated picture because Shohei Ohtani now plays for the Dodgers, of course. He's 30 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, that is Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. You know the temperature, triple digits starting today and all of next week. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. And with this dirty air, Alpine Air could probably take care of your air filters as well on your HVAC system. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. If you missed our series about being bear-wise, for you folks who live in the Upper Valley, we're going to play the 3 interviews that Jefferson Robbins did. You're going to hear from Carrie Raftery of the city of Leavenworth, who's in charge of making sure the city is being bear-wise. You're going to hear from Camille Stem. She was the lady who was attacked by a bear a couple of years ago. And Rich Bosley from the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife, who has to handle the bears when the bears get a little too close to us. That's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Sangster Motors has the hottest lineup of GMC vehicles in years. From the top-selling Sierra pickups to the all-new Canyon midsize, Sangster has you covered. Add the luxury of a new Yukon or the outrageous new Hummer Electric, and you have it all right here at Sangster Motors.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
It's vacation season. While a trip to Hawaii sounds great, we know what you really want is an inflation vacation. That's why Abby's feeds a group of 4 to 6 people for less than $26. Enjoy an inflation vacation at Abby's. You can be a superhero tonight and treat your family to Abby's famous hometown hero. This giant features our classic pepperoni, tasty Italian sausage, and crisp green peppers, all layered together for a legendary feast. Don't miss this July special pizza at a very special price.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, how many times have you heard this? A young couple or single person says that they hesitate or they're outright refusing to have children because they don't want to bring an innocent child into this messed up world. Now, I heard people express this, boy, back in my hippie days, and I still hear it now. You know, it makes me sad. You know, the hope for a better world is our children. I mean, every generation makes mistakes and causes their own grief. But every generation also brings improved changes and new hope to this tough old world. I think back on the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I'm that old. And I think of the social upheaval that occurred during that period of time. And even some of the same problems that happened then that we're still having now, we're still making progress in recognizing what needs to change in this world. And it's our youth that have the energy to make these changes. Now, I won't see the world my grandkids will inherit, and I know there'll still be problems, but they'll also make it better, too. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour MosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
My name is Kara Raftery, and I am the Communications and Special Projects Manager for the City of Leavenworth. Leavenworth is located in prime black bear habitat. Statewide, there's about 20,000 black bears, and as far as the city goes, we have been seeing an increase in bear activity. From about 2019 to 2023, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife received over 430 calls regarding black bears, and on about 166 of those, officers responded due to either property damage or potential human-bear conflicts. As far as it goes to within city limits, we've been seeing an uptick in unsecured trash incidences. Food attractants that attract these black bears to our area is unsecured trash. So we have been working towards mitigating that with our collaborative partners. So in order to mitigate trash attractants for black bears in our area, we have recently leased and installed 55 Big Belly street cans, which is featured right here. They are solar powered. They have sensors which alert us to when they are filling up. And everyone's favorite feature is the foot pedal, so you don't even have to touch the handle. And one of the great things about these is our previous trash cans were only about a 32-gallon capacity for a long downtown corridor. These ones can do 32 gallons of compacted trash, which equates to about 150 gallons of uncompacted trash. So they can handle a lot more trash, which is really great during busy seasons and festivals when we see an influx of tourists. 10 of these have smart sensors, and that alerts our team to when they're nearing capacity, so we can make sure that they don't overflow, which helps reduce food attractants to black bears in our area. It's been a really exciting partnership with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Waste Management, and several other partnership groups in sort of this education outreach effort that we've been working cohesively on and actively working on, sort of our bear-wise strategy for a community. So in addition to the Big Belly cans, in addition to the pilot program that we did last fall with the Defenders of Wildlife, installing we have 46 deployed 96-gallon totes in our commercial accounts, as well as postcards and outreach and videos. I highly recommend people go to the DFW site and watch their videos about living with black bears. We've been working with the Chamber to outreach for visitors so they know how to recreate when they come to visit and play in bear country. And it's been a really exciting process, and it's something we're continuously working on. We also have identified some areas in downtown that have higher conflict, and we've been working with them to sort of mitigate unsecured trash, and really that is those bear-proof totes. The biggest challenge that we're facing right now as a city is finding a bear-proof tote for our 300-gallon containers that we use for most of our commercial accounts. I think that most people, as a part of the community, love not only being a part of Leavenworth, but also appreciate the wildlife that we coexist with. So we have gotten some really great feedback, people interested in being more bear-wise or obtaining a bear-proof container from Waste Management for the residents. And even people from out of the area within the county limits have been asking questions. So we've seen a lot of forward movement and a lot of people willing to sort of be a part of that collective effort to be more bear-aware. And that's really exciting, and we're really hopeful that we can enact a big change by using those small preventative bear-wise steps.
About 5, maybe 6. Dad and I went camping way up the icicle, and it was when it was a dirt road all the way. And we went fishing, and we cooked our dinner, and then we threw out a pad and slept under the stars. And Dad put the food up, and he said, well, if a bear or anything comes, just crawl down in your bag and just stay there. Don't worry, we'll be fine. And a bear did come, and he woke me up and said, now be real quiet. There's a bear sniffing us. And the bear did sniff and walked away, because we weren't fresh food, I suppose. It was a sleeping bag and such. So that was the first time. I did a lot of trail running, so you're always looking for bears or cougars, and you're kind of a gift for them in a way if they're hungry and if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But most animals like to go away, but you're always looking, and saw more bear than anything else. Ran into on trails up the icicle mama bear and 2 cubs one day, and that was, oh, okay, so my friend and I made lots of noise and kept on going, and when we came back we started making a ton of noise about a mile away, wherever she was. But yeah, it was always a lot of respect, not a lot of fear, a lot of respect. The flue going upstairs became a haven for yellow jackets, and it was the end of October, and the yellow jackets were laying their larvae. We put this together way after the fact, and she was going up for that larva. The 2 days earlier, late in the afternoon, she had been here on a Thursday. Too late to call the city. Should have left a message. That'd been fine, and I was gone the next day, and then this happened on Saturday. I came out with Pepper. It was 6:30, pretty typical timing. Went up the stairs there, and I stood on top of the stairs on the concrete and watched him go do his thing. The outside lights come on, and I must have heard something because I turned a bit, and at that point she must have slammed me to the concrete. It totally knocked me out. It laid open the back of my head all the way across. And while I was out, she clawed my leg, which to this day, those spots are very tender. That's just so deep. She clawed across my pelvic region a couple of times, tore a lot open, and when I came to, she was on top of me, and she was rooting around my neck. I woke up enough and it ticked me off. And that's when I gave her a right hook, and I hit her real hard, and she didn't like that. And then I gave her a left, and she really didn't like that, and she kind of shook, and then she just backed off slowly, and she turned around and walked away. And I went, whoa, okay. I had no idea to the extent of my injuries at that time, none whatsoever. Bears kill by getting the femoral artery or the carotid artery. She went after both. I'm very lucky, but that is how they kill. She missed my femoral by a hair, or I would have bled out. And she didn't get to my carotid because I woke up and I gave her a right punch. I was bleeding an awful lot. My head was open and it was just spinning. I couldn't hardly find a way to walk straight. But I decided the hospital's right there, my car's right there, my dog's right there. I'll go get my keys and drive to the hospital. I can get there quicker than calling 911. I mean, I'm lucky in so many ways. Very lucky. It was and has been a very long recovery. I still have issues, probably always will, with my brain and with the dizziness and the where's my foot going to hit the ground when I walk. But I'm okay. Bears don't do that. That's not a natural thing. That was a weird circumstance. But she had been so habituated to food and garbage cans. She was a huge bear. She was almost 300 pounds, somewhere in there. That's because of the garbage. 10 minutes after she attacked me, she was caught on video up at Yodelin trying to get into food. I probably drove right past her. The habituated ones, yeah, they're worrisome, but regular bears, no, they're not. No. My neighbors up here got the first bear can, and that was a good thing because those cans were getting knocked over all the time. Certainly have a bear-proof can. Number one, if you have garbage, you have a bear-proof can. If you don't, shame on you. You can take that out. But really, it's vitally important in this community. There are so many cans all over. This bear is gone because it was so habituated to food. And they're trying to, get all the weight on that they can before winter. Bear-proof cans, just being very aware of things around you. Not leaving bowls of dog food out, bowls of cat food out, anything like that. They smell it. They're just amazing creatures that can find anything. So I guess that's the top of the list. I think of all the tourists that go walking through. When I sat here on this deck and watched people come down one day, there was last summer, mama bear and 2 cubs, and a woman came down in just a little tube, and she was going towards her wanting to get a picture. And mama bear can go right through that water fast. Woman in a little tube is not going to move fast. And I had to yell at her, don't do that. You're putting yourself in real peril. And I've done that more than once off of this deck. So there's a lot of concern, especially as the season gets really going. And I know the city feels that way. I know Fish and Game feel that way.
Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone.
Collins Fashions has what you need for all your summer activities. Cool sundresses, special occasion dresses, capris, sport, shorts, tanks, tees, sandals, and tinnies. Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Welcome to Henry Harrow, purveyors of modern-day provisions. Stop in, meet the team, and shop their curated collections of home, kitchen, and bath goods. Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
So my name is Rich Beausoleil. I am the statewide bear and cougar specialist for the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. It's a statewide position. I'm based out of Wenatchee, north, south, east, west, right in the center of the state. And yeah, pretty much go everywhere.
Do you have a sense for the frequency of bear conflict calls that you get, if it's gone up or changed in the years you've been doing this?
You know, I've been doing this for 22 years. It's definitely cyclic, you know, in response to food supply, natural food supply, weather conditions, that kind of stuff, but also highly dependent on attractants, which bring bears close to people. We're always going to have bears around these parts, and that's okay. What we want them to do is move through and not stay. We did a 10-year study in the North Cascades. We had a West Slope study area and an East Slope study area, and it just so happens it was right around here in Leavenworth. So we collared a couple hundred bears over 10 years just on this side of the mountains. And what we found is bears were traveling 30, 40 straight line distance miles to come from their home range to take advantage of these food resources, sometimes turning around and never coming back, other times choosing to settle here. And if it's a mom with cubs who's doing that, those cubs start to learn when it starts getting cool or it starts getting warm, whatever the phase is, that's where I can go get a known meal. A bear's entire life is based on food. You or I know if we miss breakfast and lunch, we're going to have dinner. They don't know that. They live day to day, And so they need about 3,000 calories a day just to sustain themselves, preferably 5,000 calories a day to actually put on some mass. And a pound of blueberries or huckleberries is roughly about, 250 calories. One pound bird feeder is 1,700 calories. So you hit a neighborhood street with 3 or 4 bear feeders, you just lived an entire day. So by the bears' standards, that's time management. That's no different than you or I hitting the drive-thru on a busy day. And if we catch them early enough in this behavior and we intervene, we can stop it. And that's the key. We need that engagement from people to understand that if you want to see a bear for a minute and that's fine, scare it off if it's in your yard around Leavenworth. But then report it. Let us know so we can keep track of those sightings and then say, hey, we've got 3 or 4 going here. We might want to jump over there, see if there's any things we need to remove. And then also, maybe we can push that bear back up into the woods where it belongs. It's kind of disappointing over time because you see this cycle and it just repeats itself. And we remove these bears and we do press on it. We don't hide what we're doing. Sometimes we're forced to make these calls, and that's not why we got into the business, And then the locals get upset with us, and I like that. That means they love wildlife. But you need to take those preventative steps to avoid a bear becoming habituated or food conditioned, because that can lead to problems that none of us want. In the last couple of years, things have greatly improved. We've got a good working relationship, and we always have, with Public Works. They service all of the restaurants, all of the businesses and parks like we're in right now, and they have their own garbage removal system. And so they upped removal of those cans from once a day to twice a day. That's a great move. But now we've got 3,000 residents that we need to engage with. They all have individual contracts with their garbage collection service. And so that's a heavier lift. We need some help from City Council, maybe to pass some ordinances, take down your bird feeders, from April through November. If you're gonna raise chickens and goats and sheep and that kind of stuff, there's some basic standards you need to have. That would be outstanding. And then when you see signs like this and you're in bear country, heed those warnings, pay attention. If you live close by and you came down to the park for a walk, well, that's only a hop, skip, and a jump for a bear to be in your backyard. So look around, police each other, help us, help you, and then by doing so, we're gonna help the bears.
All right, we are back on what is unfortunately a very newsy Friday morning. As you know by now, there's a fire burning on the far west side of the Wenatchee Valley. If you live in the level 3 evacuation area, you pretty much know what's going on because law enforcement has already come knocking on your door. There is the map from Chelan County Emergency Management. Red, of course, is level 3 evacuation. Get out now. The lesser evacuation levels are yellow and green. We do not know, at least no confirmation yet on how this fire got started. Obviously, we'll be working on it. It'll be, we'll have updates, by the way, on this fire throughout the course of the day today, both on our Facebook page and on our homepage, ncwlife.com. So go to ncwlife.com, that's our homepage, or our Facebook page, and we'll have updates as the day progresses. We'll have our PTZ cameras on it as well. And a friendly reminder, we're not out of the woods yet because we have a red flag warning, a fire weather watch, and an excessive heat warning, all going on at the same time. This is going to be the longest stretch of temperatures in triple digits for the Wenatchee Valley in recent memory, and it goes something like this: hot today, about 100 degrees, folks. And what really is concerning, folks, is it's going to be a little windy tonight. Hate to tell you this. It's going to be clear. It's going to be very mild, 68 for the overnight low, but a wind out of the west about good 15 miles an hour. We're going to see gusts above 30 at times tonight, and then we just get hot and hot and hot. This heat wave is going to last right through all of next week. I kid you not. Be safe out there. We'll see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.